TikTok could be banned in the US by the end of this week. And American users have started flooding into Chinese rival app Xiaohongshu, also called Redbook, RedNote, or Little Red Book, and they're calling themselves TikTok refugees. So many users have flocked to the app that there's even an English website set up to give you instructions on how to join. The TikTok ban in the US has been a big topic for about 4 or 5 years now, starting in 2020 when Donald Trump attempted to force a sale of the app. Many various hearings and law-related things have happened, including this iconic clip with TikTok CEO, where it's apparent that this other dude doesn't know where Singapore is.
Of what nation are you a citizen?
Singapore.
Have you ever applied for Chinese citizenship?
No, I did not.
Have you ever been a member of the Chinese Communist Party?
I'm Singaporean. No.
Have you ever been associated or affiliated with the Chinese Communist Party?
But as of right now, TikTok is on track to be completely shut down in the US this Sunday, January 19th, unless something big happens, like the Supreme Court intervening or TikTok being sold to an American company. So users have decided that instead of going down with a sinking ship, that they're going to jump over to Xiaohongshu and see what's going on over there and piss off the American politicians and companies trying to ban TikTok, to hilarious results.
How funny would it be if they ban TikTok and then we all move to the actual Chinese version of TikTok?
RedNote, Redbook, or Xiaohongshu, which I really hope I'm pronouncing right, is one of the most popular social media platforms in China, with over 300 million users. It's pretty similar to TikTok. It has a lot of short-form video content, lots of makeup tutorials and restaurant reviews or recommendations. There's heaps of fashion advice and fit checks. And I was on the app for literally like 5 minutes, and I saw some of the best outfits I've ever seen in my life. Americans who have joined the app have been using the hashtag TikTok refugee, and by Tuesday, the tag had more than 100 million views and 2.5 million discussion threads. The whole thing has been super funny and also really wholesome.
Y'all, it's me. I'm here and I'm scared. I'm lost. I'm a TikTok refugee. If you guys could point me in the direction of anything.
It's just what NBA players feel like when they have to play in China. It really cracks me up. Americans have also been on there learning Mandarin, as well as Chinese users asking Americans for help with their English homework.
你好，我是澳生，Z 是 Kiwi， 我是 Z 的豆 Z 难民。
你好，je suis Wadumao， je suis Wadumao， 我是普通话，je suis 第一点。
I think it's really cute. This thing's already maybe getting a little bit too silly with this video of the RedNote CEO welcoming users to the U app.
Welcome to Xiaohongshu. This platform is mainly Chinese speaking, but do feel free to speak English and post English content because I believe there are a lot more English speaking people on this platform nowadays, and we need to build this community.
It's a lovely sentiment. Lovely sentiment. But it turned out this is not the CEO of RedNote. This is just a guy. He's a really nice guy from Vancouver. It's not all fun and games and silliness though. The community guidelines on Xiaohongshu are different to what Americans might be used to, and some users have already started getting banned from the app. For example, RedNote prohibits open political discussions, so you can't just jump on and share your political reckons like you can on TikTok. You can't even share political news. So for any social justice TikTokers or political updates TikTokers, RedNote might not be the spot for you. TikTok does its best to stop adult content, but it's even harsher on RedNote. No adult-themed saucy content allowed. They also strictly limit medical content, so that even includes some home remedy tips or similar. TikTok does allow this content with verification requirements, but over on Xiaohongshu, do not even try. Any sharing of fake news will get you banned. Some even more interesting community guidelines that might be confusing to new American users are excessive self-promotion or constantly promoting yourself or your products without adding real value to the community could see you banned. This is also a rule around excessive displays of wealth. If it's not adding something valuable to the community and you're just showing off, you could get banned. Which is crazy because I feel like that's half of what TikTok is sometimes. Like, you know those crazy Christmas haul videos from rich kids? And we love them for whatever reason, but this content would likely not fly on Xiaohongshu. You also cannot violate the One China principle, which, if you aren't informed on, I do suggest you read up on this before joining the app. It's not something I'm going to get into in massive detail on this channel, but we will pop a link or two in the description for those who want to read up on it. The app itself is heavily censored by Chinese authorities. Banned terms include 546 different nicknames for President Xi, according to a leaked database published by China Digital Times, which is a California-based website focused on Chinese censorship. Xiaohongshu is also a lot more strict on brand promotions, and the guidelines emphasize not using your platform to shit-talk others or start beefs. This TikToker explained it really well.
Don't use your influence if you have a very large following to lob accusations at people and post inflammatory statements, basically egging people on to gang up on that person. On TikTok, a lot of people assume that with more followers, you have more influence, and we all know that saying don't go and bully that person that I'm about to talk is going to end up in a dog pile no matter what. Questioning and asserting the speaker's motive, talking someone, or just being very dramatic about it would most likely detract from the community on this app.
Overall though, Xiaohongshu favors detailed, informative, and authentic content, and being nice and constructive and having a conversation is more important than getting heaps of likes and views, it seems. I have only been on the app for a day, but that is my vibe. One of the key differences between Xiaohongshu and TikTok is its algorithm, which focuses on user interest rather than the people that they follow. So some users are saying that this approach fosters more original content and lessens the dominance of influencers. But American users have already started getting banned from missteps on the guidelines, like this girl who is a bit confused.
Hey guys, it's been less than 24 hours and I'm already banned. I posted content and my content was immedately taken down and banned.
Or this guy who really shouldn't be confused that he got banned.
I got banned from Redback, Red Lobster. He called me a monkey, so I called him a chopstick. That's what he gets, but look at me, now I'm in jail.
By and large though, people are loving it, and everyone seems to be having a really fun time. Like this guy who's discovered something new today.
I just posted my first video on RedNote, and all I gotta say is that these Chinese men are hot. I just signed up and the algorithm's already giving me all the things I need. It's giving everything and more.
A meme has already started from this new cultural exchange called a cat tax. Basically, Chinese users want to see the American users' cats and insist on seeing them as some sort of ticket to use Xiaohongshu. So far, American users seem to be complying with these cat-related demands. Ivy Yang, who is a China tech analyst, told CNN that the influx of American users had, quote, unexpectedly created one of the most organic forms of cultural exchange between the US and China we've seen in recent years. Users are finding creative ways to transcend language barriers, navigate cultural differences, and coexist in fascinating ways. This community building happening in real time could have lasting impact, and I'm cautiously optimistic. Users have been asking each other questions about each other's home countries and their cultures. This post asked Chinese users what they really thought of America, and the replies are hilarious. We don't like American politicians, but we welcome friendly American people. Coca-Cola, sometimes war. And of course, if you have a cat, then we are friends. The funny thing is, Meta, the Zuck, would probably really love it if these TikTok refugees went over to Reels. So why aren't they? Surely it's easier than learning Mandarin. Well, first of all, Reels just sucks. Let's just be honest. The comments are always really mean or dead. Jokes that pop off on TikTok seem to fall flat on Reels, and a lot of TikTok users and big names on there often lament about how their audiences are so different on Reels versus TikTok. But also, a lot of these American users just don't want to be involved with Meta, and they're angry at Mark Zuckerberg and are doing this whole thing out of spite. Like this user, who posted her thoughts to Xiaohongshu this week.
I would rather stare at a language I can't understand than to ever use a social media that Mark Zuckerberg owns. Mark Zuckerberg lobbying to Congress so TikTok gets banned and everyone has to use his social media. It feels like when he was in college and he would try to force people to be friends with him.
While the US government wants to ban TikTok over concerns that the Chinese government could use the app to surveil Americans, American app users are showing that they care far less about data concerns than their government. They're even joking about happily giving away their data for free.
But we have to ban TikTok because China's stealing your data. Well, did you ever think for a second that maybe I want to give them my data? Yeah, that's called kindness. They're not stealing anything. They're just accepting a gift. The gift of my data. Which, by the way, for you to ever think that there's anything important in my data is insane. I don't have national security data. I don't have anything that's gonna give China a one-up. No, I have things that will make China stupider and that will waste China's time. So you're welcome, US government.
It is interesting to note that Xiaohongshu collects the same data that TikTok does, if not more. And some users are reporting that after using their phone number to join the app, they've received numerous scam calls, meaning that they're suspicious that their phone number had already been sold multiple times. So yeah, it is possible that this is just a moment in time and we're just having fun, and that the US government will eventually just ban this app as well, so... But as they do, there's always Douyin, which is arguably even more like TikTok.